Hey, very good evening, everyone. 66 degrees on this Monday in the Rose City on a holiday weekend that felt in some spots like a case of weather whiplash. And if the second day of September left you with a bit of a shrug over the cloud cover and drizzle, well, wait till you see what is headed our way next. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko, along with Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino, with a reminder, Matt, that summer is not over yet.
No, not by a long shot. And you know, we had several hot days that got us through the weekend until today. Then we cooled off. And if you think about it, it's kind of a nice respite because we're going to go right back to very warm and hot weather in the days ahead. So we've got a weather impact alert for a couple of days coming up, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be pleasant. We'll have morning clouds just like we do now. Well, clouds. That'll break up. We'll have sun in the afternoon in the 70s. We're in the low 90s on Wednesday, but then around 100 on Thursday and still in the upper 90s on Friday. So again, we're calling Thursday and Friday weather impact alert days for near 100-degree heat. Both days, you want to reduce activity if you can and hydrate just to kind of combat the heat. We'll begin to cool off as we go into the weekend. The other thing, we're following thunderstorms, and quite a few of them around Oregon tonight. There's been several new lightning strikes. The latest on that, David, in a bit. Back to you.
Thank you, Matt. Another good reminder, summer isn't over yet. Matt just mentioned there, new wildfires burning across the state, including this one in Wasco County. It's called the Oak Canyon Fire. It's burning the east of Tye Valley. Officials say it was sparked Sunday by a lightning strike and has since burned about 5,000 acres. Level 3 go now evacuation orders are in place up to 1 mile east and west of Conroy Road. This is north of Highway 216. We'll keep you posted. Well, new tonight, a Portland mother is sharing her profound loss and now a sense of relief after 2 people were arrested in connection with her daughter's murder. Alma McCarty has that story.
Oh, it feels like it was just yesterday still. It's still raw, like it just happened, like I just still lost her.
It's been nearly 11 months since 26-year-old Callie Bolden was shot and killed near Southeast Foster Road and 86th Avenue. Her mother, Melissa Greeley, remembers that fateful call.
4:17 in the morning, I got a call from a family friend that was out at the same party, screaming and crying, and telling me that Callie had been shot, and he was holding her, and he kept telling me, I think she's dead, Mom. I just couldn't fathom it. Not my baby, not my baby.
As time passes, a Southeast Portland memorial grows.
Her name's going to stay alive. Everyone's going to remember her.
And answers seemingly come to light. Investigators arrested 2 suspects in Washington, 32-year-old William Watson and 34-year-old Candace Hicks. Watson at Joint Base Lewis McChord and Hicks in a nearby town.
I will be in the courtroom every court hearing and every parole hearing. I will be there until I die.
As of Monday night, both are awaiting extradition to Oregon. Watson to face a murder charge and Hicks an attempted murder charge in connection with Callie's death.
They did take somebody special from us.
Despite this break in the case, Melissa says the pain doesn't go away. Not when she reflects on all that her daughter left behind.
My 3 grandkids will never see their mom again, ever. I'm supposed to die before my children. I don't wish this pain upon anybody.
The suspects currently in jail in Pierce County have an extradition hearing set for next Monday. Melissa tells me she still doesn't know why Callie was killed. And when it comes to finding answers, she's grateful the detectives in her daughter's case haven't given up. David?
Yeah, they most certainly have not. Thank you, Alma. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, the Washington County Sheriff's Office has arrested a man and a teenager for attempted murder after a shooting in Aloha. Shots were fired, detectives say, shortly after 6 this morning near Southwest 185th and Selva Rosa Court. Investigators say 21-year-old Mateo Green and a 17-year-old attacked 2 people. That's when several people pulled out guns and started shooting at each other. One victim was shot in the stomach and taken to the hospital with critical injuries. At least 5 neighboring homes were also hit, with bullets flying into living rooms and bedrooms, though no one inside was injured.
We don't know what the motive is for the attack itself. I think they're still working on that. The investigators have reached out across the community to see what they can learn, but we don't have a motive just yet.
Investigators say they are looking for the possibility of more video evidence and urging any witnesses to come forward. In Clackamas County, search efforts continue today after authorities say a 34-year-old woman fell off a boat into the Willamette. This was Sunday evening near Molalla River State Park near Canby. That section of river has reopened to the public now. Anyone who sees what appears to be the victim's body is asked to immediately call 911. It is not clear why the boater fell overboard. And Portland police say they've arrested 17 people in their latest retail theft mission. This one on Friday and Saturday focused on downtown. Authorities say they also recovered some $3,000 worth of stolen merchandise after working with businesses and the DA's office to identify and find the suspects. This evening we are hearing from a neighbor who watched as a small twin-engine plane crashed into her Fairview neighborhood on Saturday. That aircraft hitting power lines and creating an inferno that spread through multiple townhomes. And when it was over, the two people on board had lost their lives, along with one person on the ground. Joe Ranieri has the update.
We were standing here with hoses.
Tia Ross is still shocked and shaken up after witnessing this plane crash on Saturday in Fairview, just a couple of 100 feet from her back window.
It was a big explosion of red and black smoke, and I immediately called 911.
She was inside her house when she saw what she describes as a fireball in the sky.
I didn't know it was a plane. I just saw this big ball of fire, and it kept going, and I just thought, like, is that a meteor? Like, what is that?
The twin-engine Cessna crashed into the power lines above Tia's house and then crashed into multiple townhomes across the field.
Some of the lines of the power lines up here were severed, and they were live, and that's what started the brush fire in the green space, and why many of us had to just grab our stuff and leave.
While she was on the phone with 911, the flames started inching closer to her home. Crews weren't able to put the fire out at first because the downed wires were still live.
But also at the same time, I think of how close it came to my house, and I mean, had he just been maybe 100 feet over, it would have been my house. 3
people died from this crash, according to the FAA. There were 2 people on board the plane and 1 person who was inside one of the townhomes. Audio from the Troutdale Airport control tower indicated that the pilot was having handling issues not too long after taking off. The runways were cleared for an emergency landing, but the pilot wasn't able to make it back. Curtis Smith saw the plane just seconds before it crashed.
We only saw it for a few seconds before it went behind the trees there, so yeah, maybe 2 seconds of seeing it, and it was at a sharp angle going down. You know, we could tell it was going to hit the ground.
The one thing that's on everyone's minds, the lives that were lost.
I'm still shook. Still not sitting in that room.
Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
New at 11, we're hearing more from a local music nonprofit that's appealing a city decision to permit a new concert venue in Portland's Central East Side. The developer and entertainment giant Live Nation are hoping to run a mid-sized music venue, something like 3,500 seats, near the east side of the Hawthorne Bridge. Trade organization Music Portland says it is worried the presence of Live Nation would have a negative impact on the Portland music scene.
They start requiring any local venues use Ticketmaster, their subsidiary. They start using their enormous power to buy out contracts for tours and artists. They put exclusivity and proximity clauses on local artists. That means that you're going to sign a contract and you agree not to play any shows for 4 months beforehand or a full calendar year after within 300 miles of that location.
All right, the developer says it's teamed up with Live Nation because it has experience booking entertainment here and it understands what makes the Rose City unique. A city council hearing on this appeal is now set for September 19th. You're watching KGW News, and straight ahead on this holiday Monday, 2 days into Oregon's new era of drug enforcement, we have our first snapshot of who's gone to jail and what happened with folks who chose a path toward treatment. And later, we're headed back to Paris for a behind-the-scenes look at some of the big Paralympic sports.